welcome back to another Young Blooms tutorial. It's a bank holiday Monday. I'm up in the workshop working, and I wanted to get a tutorial, a thing done for YouTube, just because it's been a couple of weeks. So we are heading into week 4 of lockdown. Hope you're all staying safe and staying at home. I've been allowed back up to work, so I'm doing things like funeral flowers and bouquets and stuff, but it is lovely to get back to a bit of creativity. And I've got just a little project today, feels a bit frivolous, but I kind of think, what the heck. I think it's a good thing to be creative. I find it's a way I can switch my brain off, a way I can stop looking at the news. So what we're going to do today, this one's a bit bashed, so I'll re-zhuzh it for you, but we're going to make a little table garland, place setting I guess, using some dried flowers. We're going to make a really small, delicate wreath, like so. You can see it here. Just going to go through that and then create a really beautiful place setting for you, which could be used, I guess, if you're having a party at home, or you're for a wedding, or you want to do more of a DIY job for your wedding, then this is a lovely and quite quick idea to be able to do some place settings with. So let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is use some honeysuckle. So this is fresh. I've just cut some really short bits and stripped all the foliage off, so it's just the stem of the honeysuckle. You don't want the new growth which is coming through at the moment, because that just flop and it won't do what you want. Stripping all the greenery off. And the first thing I found was just a really simple to start was to get a decent length, and then just make your initial circle. So you probably want something about that sort of width wise, I guess, maybe a bit smaller, and just gently starting to ease it round into a wreath shape. And because this is long enough, you can kind of weave it in and around. Oops. But probably what I would do is, just to be secure, is to get a fine wire, so rose wire, and just tie that wire around. So twist it tightly so it just locks it into place. There's no danger of it sort of pinging off. Cut it off so it just keeps it together. Chop that bit off so it's nice and neat. And then you've got your initial circle. So quite simple really. And then you can start weaving the other bits in and around. But it's just getting yourself started is the main thing. So after that, you're just using sort of short lengths and weaving them into you might get some breakage. I mean, these are some breakage, but just kind of holding it. It's always a bit fiddly, I think, to get yourself going in the first instance. And what you might find, so here it feels like it needs another wire. So again, I'm going to use the rose wire and just simply twist really tightly. There we go, chop it off short, and you've got another round on your wreath. So I'll carry on and get that wreath done, and then we will work on the dried flowers that we've got to play with. So we've got the start of our little wreath for our place setting, so quite miniature really, and I've attached it together with 2 silver wires. So there's one here and one here. So I've got some extra bits of honeysuckle which I'm just going to keep threading round. So it's just a simple sort of weaving. You don't need the wreath to be that thick, I don't think, because it is just simply sitting on a place setting. And like I said, there might be some breakage, but that's okay. All adds to the rusticness of it. There you go. And if at any point you feel like you need to attach a silver wire, then do just simply wrap one round. So I'm just going to put this last piece in, and then I think we've got enough. So really simple, just a miniature garland essentially. And I've got some little pieces of dried gypsophilia, and also a couple of really pretty dried spray rose, and also just for added effect, some feathers. So not sure what what variety they are, but just to wire some of those quite pretty, and finish off the effect of the garland. So I think I'm going to keep it really simple. So it's essentially just creating a little bundle. I think probably what I will do to start with though is just wire these two feathers. So I'm using two of these very beautiful little feathers, using a hairpin technique just to clamp these two together, and all it does is just give you a bit more length because they are quite short. And then simply just going to bundle. I might use some of these actually as well. So I've got some little pieces of pampas grass. Again, just lovely texture, and because they're quite floaty, I might do another hairpin, lay it on, and again, using the wired technique, it just gives you length. So I've got my little bundle of gyp. So kind of arranging it in my hand as you would like a corsage or anything like that. It doesn't need, you've got to think about the balance of the two, so the bundle doesn't need to be too big, but just nice to. So I kind of think those feathers finish it off quite nicely, and the brown and cream are quite rich sort of colours. And then all we do is just get a piece of, keeping within the rustic theme, piece of string, and just simply wrapping it round a couple of times, and then tie a tight knot. So chopping those wires off because you don't really want to see the ugliness. Chop the other one off as well. You can sort of hide those at the back. And you've tied it, you've wrapped it around sort of twice. Those feathers have turned. That's better. Right. So then attaching it to your garland. So I think you're probably going to do it on the side. And because I've already tied it together and left two little bits of string here and here, I can simply just go back round . So I've just got it in my fingers. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Laying it flat on the table and simply tying a double knot. I'll show you in a second. There we go. There you go. So you can see, really cute little bundle. And then cut these two, the longer pieces of string off. There we go. So cut those two pieces off, and then we can set up our place setting. So I'll show you in a second what the finished effect looks like. There you go. I've just simply put 2 pieces of sort of complementary material on top, knife and fork, and you can see how the little wreath looks. So really cute, quite sort of petite, but quite an effective sort of thing that you could do, and relatively simple to make. So you just need lots of little bits really. But I think design-wise, just a lovely idea for your place setting. So simple design that you could do at home just for a fun dinner party, or for your, if you're doing a DIY wedding, get a group of friends together and get creating. I think it's a lovely thing to do, and also it's a nice little keepsake, I think, so people could take them away from the evening or the wedding or wherever. So yeah, there you go. A simple technique to have a play with. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Do click subscribe, do like the videos, do share them. I really appreciate it, and really appreciate all the new subscribers that have come on board. I hope you found this helpful, and look forward to seeing you again next time.